What is up, YouTube? ODST General back again, and today, guys, I will be in Elite as I talk about the First Contact update. So we had a new update to First Contact main branch, and I was kind of surprised by this because we had just had a release to First Contact development branch just a few days ago, so I was not expecting a main branch release just this quickly. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. Just like the main mod, the patch notes unfortunately don't include all the changes and everything, so I want to try my best to cover everything. Of course, because I do cover this on a weekly basis, stuff gets mixed around and I have a hard time remembering what was in what build. So if I forget anything or accidentally add anything, do forgive me, guys. Anyways, let's talk about the patch notes. So, added new elite classes. So there is a number of different elites that are available in the game with different weapons and stuff right out the gate. Obviously a lot of these classes and stuff released right with the main mod with like different ranks and stuff, but now some of these also include elites with like different weapons and stuff as part of their standard loadout. Forerunner props. Obviously, you guys saw this while I was sitting here talking. We are surrounded by Forerunner props. This is probably the biggest part of this update. There is a ton of different Forerunner props. We've got Forerunner consoles here, which by themselves don't do anything, but they look fantastic. Probably the nicest looking structures in Operation Trebuchet. We've got doors, which have, you know, all these animations. These can actually be triggered to lock. With the right animations and stuff. If you input the correct stuff in there, you can actually lock them so they look like this door. And then have it on like triggers so that it unlocks. We got door frames, ramps. Probably the biggest piece here by Vlad is the signal tower, which is just glorious, and you can have a whole bunch of these, as you guys will see on the actual like maps that I was probably demoing off at the start of this video. And yeah, just all these really cool Forerunner props. So if you guys haven't seen these, definitely worth checking out. I will actually probably be adding these into GAU. At least that is the plan as of right now. 3 new IO4 trains. So the IO4 trains are all different trains made by Night Wizard, inspired off of Halo CE installation 04, hence the IO4. Added shields and HUDs for both Spartans and Elites. Now this Elite here, I should have checked this beforehand, does not have a shield. If I actually go, what I can do though is I can cheese this a little bit. This will take a little bit of time, just a few seconds. We're going to go to export. And we are going to find his vest, if I can unblind myself and see it. Okay, so now if we go to options, and we go to Optray Powered Milaner, and we go down to vests with activate option. And so you can see I've got activate suit. And just like the Spartans, it activates the Milaner script. Now, I am able to change this so you can see it actually, it recognized that I'm playing as an Elite, so it gave me an Elite HUD. Because it's, I guess, got the helmet scripted in, but not the vest for shielding, which is kind of weird. At any rate, it's got the Elite HUD. I can change the shielding indicator to purple if I want, and it's really cool because this actually automatically adds this to a lot of elites. So when you're fighting combat against elites and stuff, they'll actually automatically add the shield script, which may, you know, obviously I've heard some complaints that elites are already pretty difficult. This will definitely take some balancing, I think, for some units to get used to elites having shields. It means you won't need quite as many for them to be a challenge. But it's probably going to make wanting like things like grunts and jackals even worse in the meantime. Anyways, continuing on, we have Shrike now fires at fast-moving targets. Banshee's dogfight now and provide CAS. AT shade turret texture or turret texture issue. Changed Banshee needle sounds. Fixed beam rifle physics issue. Dragger and Spirit have become more dangerous now. And then it says a more detailed changelog will be posted on the A2S Discord soon, which it hasn't as of right now. So in addition to that, I showed this off in the update for the dev build. We have the Mark 6 Spartan, which, like I said, was in the dev build for a little bit. This is Oshin's. This was originally separate, like the shield script here. So both of those have been integrated into First Contact, and this comes in a variety of different uniforms and colors and stuff like that, just like the Mark 5 did. And then we've got a couple of different weapons that were added. So before I hop on the one here, let's go ahead and hop in here. So of course you guys will have seen a lot of the weapons for this already if we go into First Contact. You guys will have seen all these Covenant weapons and stuff previously. However, what is new, I believe, since the last update, at least I'm pretty sure this was added in since then. Actually, shoot, where is it? Oh, that's why it's not in the patch notes. They actually did not add that. That's interesting. I actually stand corrected. I was going to say they added the fuel rod, but it looks like they pulled it out for the main release. I didn't think to check that because I just assumed it was pretty much ready to go. At least it seemed like it was in a pretty good shape to go. I guess they weren't quite prepared to release that yet, unfortunately. There was a fuel rod in the development builds, but yeah, they pulled that. So that is that's a sad moment. Well, while we're in here, let's go ahead and sort by mod, and if we go, well, first of all, we need to go to vest. If we go here and then sort by mod, switch over to the Spartan gear, it's going to be kind of wonky because the elite, but yeah, you guys can kind of see the different Mark 6 uniforms a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of clipping on the elite body, but you guys get a little bit of an idea what those look like. Of course, it'd be a little bit better to actually test that on a Spartan proper, but, you know, who cares? Yeah, pretty slick looking stuff here. And yeah, so that just basically leaves one last little bit of, or actually two little bits of things here to show off, because there's one other thing that I almost forgot about. If I go down here, they did leave these in, so they have the Type 1 anti-personnel grenades, which is the plasma grenade. Now these things aren't really very good plasma grenades yet. I mean, they look blue and glowy and everything, but they don't actually really have a plasma-based explosion. They don't stick to anything, so if I throw these at the Spartan here, it just clips right through them, doesn't stick to them, doesn't stick to buildings or anything else as far as I'm aware. It might stick to vehicles. I haven't actually tested against vehicles, but yeah, as far as I know, it doesn't. It does stand out quite a bit for, you know, not glowing like super bright blue or like making noises and stuff, but I don't know if this was intended to be released quite as of right now. I mean, it works as a grenade and everything, so I mean, at its most basic level, it does work perfectly fine. There isn't necessarily a reason to not include it, but I am kind of surprised that the fuel rod was cut and that was still kept in. And then on top of that, we have the heat cannon, which I'm not sure if this was intended to be kept in or not yet. It actually looks like I can't use this as it stands right now. I can't enter this, so I'm going to actually do this instead. So we're going to back out real quick, and I want to have to set something up to show this off to you guys. So this is actually a UNSC prop here, if I can get this guy on here, though. Technically, this is testing for a Covenant plasma mortar. And we need to set up a couple things. So we need to hunt down supports. And it doesn't really matter who we play as, so we'll just put that guy down. Okay. So we've got this artillery here, and we got this guy here, so we're going to go ahead and switch him. I could probably just launch it from that, actually. It would probably work okay, but we're going to go ahead, and I want to stand over here next to it so I can kind of show it off to you guys. And you can see there's a lot of different shells and stuff, but obviously the ones we want is either the plasma mortar rounds or the guided plasma mortar rounds.
درخواست پشتیبانی آتشبار آنی در موقعیت مشخص شده. تمام.
And, you know, to be honest, they might not look like much, but you throw these things on at night or like at vehicles and stuff. Once they actually start getting out to a distance and stuff, these things actually look really awesome, especially when they impact. Or not. It looks like there was an issue with the impact, but yeah, these things are pretty nasty, so this is kind of a cool little thing to have for the Covenant. You know, a little bit of work to set up because, like I said, by default these are set up for UNSC units. But if you're playing as the Covenant, or you know, even against the Covenant, you want them to have some artillery to use or like mortar pieces, they've got this to use instead. You know, not a raid tank, but you know, we'll wait for actual proper raid tanks, you know, down the road. I think this is a nice little addition to get things by, even if it's not the prettiest looking thing. Now, bear in mind too, this is a placeholder. This is not the intended model for this. This is just really to test out the physics and the animations and the effects and everything of a Covenant Plasma Mortar. So, yeah, that's just a placeholder. So, once again, surprised that that's in and the fuel rod's not, but not a big deal. And I think that's everything, guys. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not the biggest, craziest update, but we didn't have to wait quite as long as the main Outre mod, and there's definitely some really awesome stuff in here. Personally, I'm very psyched to finally have the Forerunner maps and actual integration of the IO4 maps into the game. So there's going to be a lot of assets here I'm looking forward to like messing around with properly now that this is in the stable build and everything for the game. Let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on this first contact update? Are you guys excited for it, or were you guys hoping for something else? Let me know in the comments below, and other than that, guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.